Welcome back to Veteran Voices. I'm your host, Jay Baker, and we're still talking with Mary Fielder. Mary, so after the military, you released, and I know that is a big thing because at such a young age, we have our whole life ahead of us, and we've lost that identity. And what do we do next? So what's going through your mind as you retire at such a young age?
Like I said, Jay, I was so scared of becoming a civilian just because I didn't know what to expect. It's human nature, I think, to
Yep.
be afraid of the unknown, right? So I was a young mom. I was an old mom. I was 35, 37 at the time because my last 2 years I was on mat leave. Yeah, I had my son and my twins back to back, just to clarify. And so I was doing the mom thing, and as you know, we always keep in touch with our military family.
Yep.
And I noticed people just started reaching out randomly, asking me to do art-related, art-related things. Tattoos. Can you design a tattoo for me? This is what I'd like. So I'd scribble that down on paper. And they'd offer me money for it, and I'd be like, no, you're a friend of mine. I'm not going to take money for this. Ridiculous. Um, Wedding invitation,
Okay.
wedding gifts. So that's where we start getting into the actual artwork per se. And I remember there was one point where I thought, there's nothing out there that celebrates women in the military,
Right.
and I really would like to bring something like that to the forefront. So I started drawing, and how do I depict, a woman going from the military into civilian life, transitioning, and incorporating the fact that just because we're in the military doesn't make us, hard ass. There's still a feminine quality about
Yep.
us. And from there came the piece called Woman Warrior. Pardon me. I think I sent you an example of Woman Warrior.
Yeah.
And it's a combat boot and
Right.
pad pants with an elegant leg and a heel. And on the leg is a tattoo of the trade that the person was, the cat badge.
Right.
Walking in front of a poppy field, like on a path in front of a poppy field. And that just took off. That blew up. I can tell you I've sold over 500 prints
Right.
of Woman Warrior. I do have the capability of changing the shoe color and the trade badge. And it's also personalized with a set of dog tags. So the person's name that the image is representing is on there. And that became a big hit. And for months, I was just making one after the other after the
Right.
other. And that's how Army to Artist came about. People just started reaching out to me and asking me to make retirement gifts, promotion gifts, wedding, and it came to be. It just fell into place for me. I was very, very lucky I had this ability. And my second career took off from there. And I love
Yes.
every minute of it. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Well, I see your artwork all the time on social media, especially the high heel and combat boot one, and a few others as well that you've got kicking out there. And I see you have one that you're working on still today behind you.
Yeah, I don't quite know what I'm going to call this one yet, but when it's done, it's going to be a grenade with maple leaves falling down the left and right of it. And this came about because at night, when I'm watching the news, sorry, I should get back in the right here. At night, when I'm watching the news, I doodle.
Okay.
I have a doodle pad, and I just make these really weird. I have books and books of just doodles. I thought, what can I do with this? Like, it's just patterns. I'd like to incorporate these because they're so pretty, they're so visually stimulating into something a lot bigger. What can I possibly do? And of course, I wanted it to be military themed because that's
Right.
kind of my thing. And for some reason, I envisioned as I was going to sleep, you know how it is being an artist
Yeah.
yourself. You know, you're picturing what you can make, what you can do as you're falling asleep. And I knew I needed something with a lot of flat surfaces, and I thought of a pineapple grenade. And the
Yeah.
flat surfaces are because you can't put curvature once you have a flat doodle.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see the doodles themselves in the piece behind me, Jay.
Right. Yeah.
Can
You
you?
can see it.
You
Yes.
can?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once that is complete, that is how I'm incorporating what I do at night.
Fantastic.
It's just so therapeutic. I don't know. Pick up a pencil and paper at night and just as you're listening to the news, just start doodling. It's incredibly therapeutic.
It is. I find with the artwork, it kind of
Yeah.
forces your brain to just focus on the artwork itself and not everything else around you. And it does have that therapeutic thing. But my thing is, I
Incredible.
paint in the evenings, middle of the night, because insomnia and
You
stuff.
paint what? Sorry?
I paint more in the evenings, more because of insomnia and that sort of stuff. So that kind of keeps me, kind of sane in the evenings. But I know like your work's a lot of mixed media. It's not just canvas and painting. It's I
Whatever I
remember,
can get my hands
yeah,
on.
I remember seeing one that you wrapped a whole bunch of material wrapped around and almost made little
Oh, the
rosettes.
beehive.
Yeah,
Yeah. So my kids had those teen magazines.